Gen Alpha is the first group of kids who spent their whole lives in a world filled with digital stuff. They were born when smartphones, tablets, and other digital gadgets were already everywhere. Unlike the older generations, Gen Alpha's childhood is all mixed up with technology. It's like a natural part of how they live and learn. In the 21st century, cool new tech stuff is making the world different. It's changing how we act with each other and how we make money. The way we live and who we are is kind of shaped by these new gadgets. The kids in Generation Alpha, who come after Generation Z, are like the biggest example of this change. Just check them out. They spend a lot of time living through screens. There's a big group of kids, more than 1 in 7 people, who are pretty important for their families in the future. Not many people know about them yet. In the next 4 years, there'll be even more than the baby boomers, and lots of them will live way into the 22nd century. These kids are from the generation that started being born in 2010. They're the children of millennials, and often the little brothers or sisters of Generation Z. In Australia, there are 3 million of them, and around the world, more than 2.8 million are born every week. When all of them are born by 2025, there will be more than 2 billion of them. That's the biggest generation ever in the whole world. Kids today have way more cool gadgets, information, and stuff from outside than any other kids in the past. Generation Alpha is like a sneak peek into the future, helping us see what things might be like in the next 10 years and even more. Even though they're the youngest, these kids have a big say in what's cool and what people buy. They're the ones who make social media fun, and everyone looks up to them for what's popular. So, Generation Alpha started being born in 2010, the same year the first iPad came out and Instagram was launched. They're the kids who will keep being born until 2024, making them a pretty special group. Kids in Generation Alpha are growing up with lots of cool tech stuff around them all the time. They started using smartphones and the internet when they were really little, so it's like they're super good at it. They're like the experts of the digital world, and they use their tech skills to do lots of things in today's modern world. Because kids in Generation Alpha really like using digital stuff. To really get along with kids in Generation Alpha, we need to know that they love all things digital. This means that in the future, everything we do, like buying stuff, will be connected to digital things. These kids are all about being themselves. They like being different and real, and they show it on social media. Some of them even become influencers, which means they're like leaders who share cool and carefully chosen things about themselves. The internet and digital stuff have made it super easy for people to learn, work together, and come up with cool ideas. But there's a thing we need to think about. Even though Generation Alpha loves being connected, it can sometimes make them feel not so great in their minds. These kids see things in a new way compared to older generations, who might not have talked much about these feelings. Generation Alpha thinks that taking care of your mind is really important. Kids in Generation Alpha were born when cool gadgets are getting smarter and everything is linked up. The real world and the digital world are coming together. As they get older, new tech things will be a big part of their lives, what they know, how they feel, and what they hope for. Some brain scientists and mind experts say this will bring lots of good stuff, but also some not so great things that might not bother everyone in the same way. Kids in Generation Alpha really like learning together. They do better in a school where they get to work with friends and talk a lot. It's because they're used to a world where everyone is linked up and they enjoy doing things with others online. Kids in Generation Alpha really like learning in their own special way. They do best when the things they learn are made just for them, based on what they like and need. It's because they're used to getting suggestions from tech stuff that's all about them. So they might enjoy online learning that suggests cool stuff to learn based on what they've liked and done before. Kids in Generation Alpha are thought to love learning all the time. They're growing up in a world that keeps changing, and they see learning as something that doesn't just happen in school, but also in their everyday lives. They're also more likely to be curious about things that matter to them, like taking care of the earth and treating everyone fairly. We've seen that kids in Generation Z, that's Generation Alpha's older brothers and sisters, really care about the environment. It all started in 2018 when a 15-year-old named Greta Thunberg from Sweden skipped school to protest outside her country's parliament. Her strong belief in helping the planet inspired a lot of other young people around the world to join her in a big movement for the climate. In 2019, she even got recognized as Times Person of the Year and won the International Children's Peace Prize. A big survey by Amnesty International asked over 10,000 people, ages 18 to 25, what they think is the most important issue. For Generation Z, which is like the older brothers and sisters of Generation Alpha, the top 3 concerns are climate change, pollution, and terrorism. Generation Alpha looks up to them because they care a lot about these things. They've even started groups and clubs to get people to do something about it. These kids really care. We asked 22-year-old Steph why younger generations are making a difference. Steph said, "Our generation lives in a world where we're all connected through the internet. We share what's happening with climate change in our own communities and around the world online. When we see and tell others about what's going on, it makes us want to do something to make the planet better for the future." Generation Alpha is learning a lot from their older friends in Generation Z who really care about the environment. Both groups of kids are using their voices to talk about big social issues, even at home. We asked parents, and 80% said their kids have made them think more about the environment. Not only are the older kids influencing the younger ones, but the things like toys, shows, and fun stuff Generation Alpha likes are also talking about helping the Earth. So it's making a big impact on them too. The youngest kids in our world, Generation Alpha, are seeing and hearing a lot about important stuff like taking care of the Earth and treating everyone fairly. They watch how our planet is facing challenges like climate change and fairness for everyone. Because of this, many kids in Generation Alpha want to be social activists. That means they really care about making things better and want to change how things work in our world. Companies are changing how they make and sell things. They're using cool apps, virtual reality, and easy-to-use websites to connect with people. This means that businesses who use these digital tools well are the ones that will do great in the future. It's like saying the future of businesses is all about being awesome with digital stuff.